Hello everyone, I'm Mega G Wolf and welcome to Beautiful Mystic Survivors. Beautiful Mystic Survivors. Beautiful. Beautiful. I am making a point to point that out, just for reasons. So in my attempt to scratch an itch left to me by Vampire Survivors, considering I have done every achievement, unlocked everything on both it and its DLC, I'm out there scouring the net for the various Survivors games that are coming out, trying to kind of, you know, get a piece of that, slice of that pie, and this one is highly rated and actually looks pretty damn cool. I say looks pretty damn cool as if I haven't played it before. I haven't played Beautiful Mystic Survivors, so, you know. Anyway, we're gonna jump right in, show you what it's all about. You know, I only have like 2 characters to start with, so we're gonna just use the standard. So this is basically, what if Vampire Survivors was completely 3D? It's not like a third-person thing, it's still got the same perspective, but everything is 3D models now, and was anime girls. That's basically it. You'll definitely be able to see some of the Vampire Survivor weapons, but with, you know, different skins and stuff, and in general, some differences in the way that they act and evolve, especially. There's actually some pretty neat things you can get later down the line, like being able to choose what weapons, how weapons evolve. So you'll get like 2 choices, one usually being like really powerful but really slow, the other being kind of rapid and stuff. So every time you level up, if you've not seen the game loop before, every time you level up, you get 3 choices of various weapons or passive abilities to be able to upgrade your character. The way that this kind of differs from your usual Vampire Survivors experience is that there is RNG on top of RNG in this case, where you can actually get a weapon and it have a level of rarity. So for example, this magic lamp is a rare version of the magic lamp, which really makes some small changes to it. It's not like major stuff, so you're not gonna like completely lose out if you just get a group of normal based weaponry. As far as I know, there might be some min-maxers out there that are, you know, that disagree. But it's the difference between something like, oh, you know, you get a magnet and it increases your pickup range by 50%, or you can get a magnet that is, you know, a legendary one and it changes it to 54%. So that's the kind of differences you can expect, right? Each character also has an active ability, which are really powerful. Ooh, epic crystal bar. I'm getting a lot of weapons out of the gate, and that's okay to start with. We kind of want to focus on one. But this is the general gameplay loop you can expect from a Survivors type game, I guess, where you roam around on a map and you basically auto shoot. There's a little bit more interaction, but the way that I would say a Survivors game is it's all automatic for the most part. 20 Minutes Till Dawn is more of a Crimson Land game than it is a Survivors game, because that's like specifically shooting, and you specifically will shoot and use abilities and stuff. But in terms of like what I believe is more of a Survivors style game, is that of kind of automation, right? Kind of you are the bullet hell rather than it being a twin stick shooter, let's say. But ultimately, that's just if you want to be picky. I feel like they kind of all fall into the similar game loop, and they've kind of borrowed from each other in regards of, like, you know, leveling up per, like, being able to choose an upgrade per level, having some treasure chests that will upgrade your stuff when you defeat elite enemies, like what we just did, and such like that. I'm kind of playing on autopilot when it comes to some of this, but generally every time we level up, we will get a choice of 3 options, and the Options can range from new weaponry or passives, or leveling up previously owned ones to make them more powerful, or to give them more projectiles or area of effect, stuff like that. So, in this case, right now, because we've kind of spread ourselves a little thin in terms of, like, focused upgrades, I'm finding it a little difficult to find the power to really put my all into this, though we are leveling up the power. Yeah. We are leveling up our power in general by getting that passive upgrade. One of the other things that we're kind of focusing on early game is to try and get gold, which gold is commonly got by destroying environmental things. And gold is got from that, and gold can also be used to upgrade our character's abilities outside of the actual game as well. So we get some, like, natural upgrades that stick with us. Yeah! Ooh, that was good. Yeah, I'm going to focus on trying to get this bow leveled up, I think, because I can target with that. It's actually pretty good. Being able to target with something is very useful. Ooh! It's a pickup item. Sure, we'll get that, I guess. Laser beam! Nice. Open up the old chest, see what we get. Scythe projectile +1. Nice, nice, nice. Now, these weapons can evolve, right? They can go into a secondary state, but you require a passive item to do that. And each item's evolution has a passive item in mind. For example, this one, the hand fan, is the passive item that upgrades the bow that we've been upgrading. So I should get this, because that will, 1, increase our projectile speed, but 2, give us the option when we reach the weapons level to 8 to upgrade it to a evolution style thing, which is way more powerful, way more options. But I can already tell, like, I've played the A version of this a little more, that I can tell that definitely makes a difference getting some of those levels into the stats outside of playing the game itself. Like, so using the gold to level up your generic stats is very useful. But otherwise, this game runs really well. It gets a little slow down when there's a lot of stuff going on, but otherwise it looks good, it plays good. The unlocking feels pretty quick. I don't know how much they've, like, taken from the pages of Vampire Survivors in terms of, like, the longevity of it, so I don't know if, like, it has the equivalent to, let's say, the eggs, which consistently upgrade your characters pretty much indefinitely. It has taken some stuff that I think is good. I can't think of anything right now off the top of my head. No, I really can't. But I do know that some things it's like, oh, that's good. That's got, like, that gimmick from, and I know I'm comparing it to Vampire Survivors a lot, but I mean, let's face it. It's kind of like, and Vampire Survivors probably isn't the first game of that kind, right? I mean, some people might attribute it to Crimson Land, but of the kind of, like, more idle nature of Vampire Survivors, I'm sure there is something else that's done that. And if there isn't, like, big on Vampire Survivors for being the pioneer of that, because I absolutely adore that game. I have spent so much time in Vampire Survivors, it's actually scary. I know it's over 100 hours, easy. But it's just satisfying. It's a satisfying game to kind of mess with. I know there's not a whole lot of substance to it, really. There's a lot of things you can do, but, like, the general gameplay loop isn't exactly, like, I don't know, there's just something about it, man. Like, most people that have played it know what I'm talking about, because, like, ultimately it's simple, right? But there's just something about it that just captivates you. Maybe it's that constant, like, rush of, like, oh, I'm unlocking things, I'm working towards upgrades and new characters and stuff, and it might be just, like, simple in concept but executed pretty well. And there's just so much content to it now. Okay. We're kind of getting overwhelmed a little bit. I expected that, to be honest. You have to survive in a wave of this for 30 minutes. And I'm only at 7 minutes, and I'm already feeling a bit of the struggle. But after this one run, I probably will unlock a bunch of stuff already, which will help. Unlocking things is usually by doing achievements and various challenges, or finding it on the map. Like, getting new characters can be you have to find them on the map and do something, usually defeat a wave of enemies that are protecting the character. And getting these achievements will unlock new weapons and passives for you to find on the field. So it makes your builds more interesting, more diverse, and with a lot more options. And obviously there are certain weapons right now that I have that I can't upgrade because I don't have their passive item, like, upgrade requirements. So it is good to get in there. Oh, okay. Found a treasure. Upgrade on the hand fan. Okay. Sure, we'll upgrade that and that. I don't think I have the hammers. No, I don't have the hammers one, because the hammer one requires me to have the passive item that increases item duration, which I know I don't have yet because I had to unlock that in the other version. In Not Beautiful. I'm gonna stress this enough. When you look this up, there will be 2 versions. One of them is different. That's all you need to know. One of them is a one I'm not going to make a video on. Just know that it exists and is there. There we go. So we want to try and defeat this elite if we can, because that will give us another advantage there. But ultimately, you've kind of seen the general gameplay loop of it. I mean, it's not much different from if you watched me play Vampire Survivors or have played it yourself. Like, ultimately, that is it. And most of the reason why I'm going for other Survivors games is just because I like that gameplay loop, and I'm curious how other people have done it. I think another one I tried was Nomad Survival, and that's a little more rough around the edges. It is still fun, though. It is interesting how different that one is, because in that one you get, like, different classes of the same type of character. So, like, you can get characters with abilities and traits, but then you can get different classes of those traits. So, like, Berserkers, for example, will have, like, low health pools, but do a shit ton of... Well, actually, no, I think they don't have the ability to heal, but they do a lot of damage. So that's, like, very risky plays. And that has its own interesting, like, way of doing things, but it is a little crusty. Is the best way I can describe it, really. It's a bit crusty. The UI is kind of very basic. The sprite work has, like, different sizes in its sprites and such stuff like that. I mean, Vampire Survivors also has its own level of crust, so I can't exactly fault it for being that way, and it's fun, so it's not like a detriment to it, really. It might be to some, right? Because this, for example, seems like a very polished product, despite it being early access and not finished yet. It is well made, it looks good, you know, it runs well, it's got some pretty generic music, but otherwise nice. You know, its presentation is up in comparison to something like Vampire Survivors, and that's nice. I think that's what draws people initially, and they're like, well, actually, this is pretty good. And then, you know, then they also play the other one. But we're playing beautiful Mystic Survivors today. We're playing beautiful. It does make me wonder if this is going to cause people to be like, what is he talking about? And then going and finding out. We're actually doing pretty good. For my first run of this, I am kind of a bit more knowledgeable. But my first run of this was awful. At least I kind of know what I'm doing. Really, I should be leveling up. Well, I should be leveling up the bow and sword because those are the ones I actually have the upgrade items for. But the problem is, like, I mean, it's all well and good knowing I should do that, but I actually have to get the items to be able to do that. Or the level up RNG to be able to do that. Which I don't think I've been able to. We also need to kill this because the only way we can upgrade and evolve our weapons is by getting the chests from the elite units. Which are the ones with the red outlines, if you didn't figure that one out already. They're usually very powerful, have a lot of health, and require focus. But totally worth doing. Totally worth getting them down if you can. We're actually doing pretty good on upgrading our bow and arrow. I'm firing 4 shots right now. We're almost at the halfway point. Also, I think you can zoom in. Okay, yeah, you can zoom in as well. Not that I feel like that would give you any technical advantage. It looks cool, though, if you want to see the models up close. Also, for full transparency, so far, definitely not feeling like the extra cost is worthwhile for the other than beautiful. I'm just going to throw that out there. Oh god. Okay. I always hate these like scorpions because they deal so much damage and they're very tanky. Okay, we have level 8 bow, which means we are in the right area to be able to upgrade them if we get a chest, which we need to defeat this elite for us to get one, and hopefully we'll get the evolution. Ooh. Okay, please. Yo, let's go. Rain of arrows. Yeah. Now that's power and AoE around me, so it does kind of lose out on its range, right? So it does lose out on distance, but it more than makes up for it in power and the fact that it's all like around me. That's very useful. Yeah. Next I should be upgrading the sword, really. I don't actually remember if I've ever upgraded the sword before, so I'm not sure what the upgrade might be. Or if I have, I maybe got it once. Hello, what? Magic lamp. Why'd she pop up there? Oh god. I would like one of those green orbs. Sometimes the enemies can drop a green orb, which will like suck in all of the experience that's kind of dotted around the map. The downside is, without the mini-map unlocked, I can't see where they are. So, I have to kind of get lucky. Hope that I find one. Okay, level up that. Oh, I should be doing the sword. Well, actually, no. I think I have the item to upgrade the magic shot, right? So I might be okay. Come on, give me one of those green orbs. That'd be really useful right now. Of course, exploring the map can yield you other items, as well as later you'll find shrines that give you a challenge, but give you like a relic. All right, here we've got a mid-boss. Ow, Jesus. I'm not going to win against this guy, I don't think, because he's got a lot of health. He's got a lot of health, and he hates me. So he might come in quite heavy-handed. Ah, God. Oh, no. So anime. Not my clothing. You're ripping my clothing. Yeah. You can actually have that portrait always on if you want it always on for some reason, but it takes up a huge portion of the bottom right of the screen. I'm actually kind of surprised they have it in the in this version. Come on, you. Ooh, okay. Ah! Oh, okay, I get it now. I see the difference. I might win. I might just squeak by a win on this if I'm careful. I'm not being careful. Oh my god, never mind. Couldn't walk over the log. Hey, I lasted longer than I thought I was going to at that point. Okay, so three unlocks. That's pretty good. So we've unlocked a few things from the achievements. A passive upgrade for maximum health. We have, well, a bronze version, but I think we unlocked the spectral dagger, right? Evolve the bow. We get a different evolution for the bow later. So if we upgrade the bow again, we can actually get a different choice, which, if I remember right, this one's like a big cone. And then with the gold we have, we can power up our characters in general. So like overall damage will be upgraded by 5%, projectile speed by 5%, and so on. So you can upgrade your characters in between runs to better equip yourself for runs going forward. And that is beautiful Mystic Survivors. A pretty fun replacement for those who are yearning for more but are done with the original. I just wanted to show this off because I've been playing the hell out of it, and I thought I'd become the #1 Survivor clone YouTube channel. That being said, I'm not actually going to do that, but if you do know of any other good survival type games or survivors type games, then leave them in the comments and I'll check them out. Until then, if you want to see what this is, I won't say what this is based on, but what it clearly has inspiration from, then you can see my Vampire Survivors videos linked here. Click on one of those to continue watching, but until then, take care. Okay, thanks, bye.